Listen to me very carefully. Most people treat their Apple TV like a simple black box. You turn it on, you watch a movie, you turn it off. But Apple just quietly released an update that fundamentally changes how this device operates, and more importantly, how it protects, or fails to protect, your home network. We are looking at tvOS 26.2. On the surface, it looks like a standard refresh. But when you dig into the code, when you look at the security logs and the hidden interface changes, you realize this is actually one of the most critical updates of the entire year. We are talking about patching a kernel vulnerability that could allow a malicious app to take total control of your hardware. We are talking about a completely new architecture for how user profiles are handled and a subtle rebranding that hints at the future of Apple's entire streaming strategy. If you are sitting on version 26.0 or even 26.1, you're missing out on performance boosts, but you're also leaving your digital front door wide open. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 6 massive changes in this update, including the one fix for AirPods that audiophiles have been screaming about for months. Do not skip a second of this, because we need to talk about your security first. Before we get into the features, we need to address a glitch that is stopping people from even getting this protection. I've seen reports, and I experienced it myself, where the Apple TV lies to you. You go to Settings, and it says Up to Date, but it's wrong. The new build number you need to hunt for is 23K54. If your box isn't showing tvOS 26.2, do not just wait. You need to force a restart. Go into System Settings, hit Restart, and let the processor cycle. When it comes back online, that is when the server handshake happens and the update will appear. And remember, Apple didn't just update the TV. They pushed a synchronized wave across the entire ecosystem. Your iPhone should be on iOS 26.2, your Mac on macOS 26.2, and your watch on 26.2. Why does this matter? Because the features we are about to discuss, specifically the new profile syncing, rely on this handshake between your devices. If your phone is outdated, the magic features on the TV won't work. Get everything updated, and then come back to the big screen. Now, let's talk about the biggest friction point in the Apple TV experience: multi-user support. For years, Apple's approach to profiles was clunky. You basically needed a full Apple ID for everyone, even your 5-year-old, or you were out of luck. It was messy. With tvOS 26.2, Apple has silently acknowledged that their old system was broken. They have introduced what I call ghost profiles, or local-only profiles. Here is the scenario. You have a friend visiting, or maybe a young niece or nephew. You want them to have their own space so their weird YouTube searches don't mess up your algorithm, but you do not want to go through the hassle of creating an email and password for them. Now you hit Add Profile, and there's a new button, Create Profile. You aren't asked for an email. You aren't asked for a password. You just type a name, let's say Guest, pick an avatar from the new updated list, and you're done. It lives locally on that box. But the genius here is the upgrade path. Let's say that Guest profile starts getting used a lot. That user starts building a watch history. They have favorites. They have progress in games. In the past, if they wanted to get a real account, they would have to start over. Not anymore. There is now a Manage tab where you can upgrade to Apple account. The interface for this is slick. It generates a QR code on your TV screen. The main account holder, that's you, scans it, authorizes it, and instantly, that local ghost profile morphs into a permanent cloud account. It carries over all the history, all the data, and all the preferences. It is a seamless bridge from a temporary user to a permanent family member. This is the kind of thoughtful software design that keeps people locked into the Apple ecosystem. Sticking with profiles, parents, this section is specifically for you. The kids' setting has been completely re-engineered. In previous versions, setting up restrictions felt like doing taxes. Toggle this. Check that. Input a code here. It was tedious. In 26.2, when you create a profile and select this is for a child, the system takes over. It presents you with suggested restrictions. It's an AI-driven suggestion based on standard ratings. It will immediately propose, allow TV shows rated PG, allow movies rated G. You can hit accept and be done in 3 seconds. But if you are a stricter parent or a more lenient one, the customization is right there. You can tweak the movie rating up to PG-13 or lock the TV shows down to none. And the speed of this is incredible. We tested it. Creating a restricted child profile took less than 20 seconds. However, there's a catch you need to know. These restrictions are Apple TV app-centric. If you have third-party apps installed, you still need to go into the general settings and restrictions to ensure those are locked down too. Do not assume that because you set the profile to kids, the entire box is child-proof. You still need to be vigilant with the global settings. This next change is subtle, but it drives marketing nerds crazy. Apple seems to be killing the Plus branding inside the OS. We all know Apple TV Plus is the subscription service. But if you look at the interface in 26.2, specifically the app icons and the library settings, the Plus is vanishing. The button that used to say Get Apple TV Plus now just says Get Apple TV. The settings menu that said Apple TV Plus settings now just reads Apple TV. Why is this happening? It's a psychological trick. Apple wants to blur the line between the hardware you bought and the service they want you to pay for. By removing the distinction, they make the subscription feel like a native, essential part of the device, not an add-on. The app icon itself has also been tweaked. It's more colorful, more vibrant, trying to grab your attention on the home screen. It's a fresh coat of paint, but it signals a massive shift in how Apple views their streaming dominance. If you own the AirPods Pro 2 or the new AirPods Pro 3, the last few months might have been frustrating. There was a widespread bug where audio would drift. You would hear the explosion in a movie in your left ear, and then a split second later, it would hit your right ear. It created this disorienting echo effect that made watching anything impossible. I can confirm that tvOS 26.2, when paired with the latest AirPods firmware, has eliminated this bug. The synchronization is back to being frame perfect. Whether you're blasting music videos on YouTube or watching a dialogue-heavy drama, the center channel is dead center. The profile on wake bug, where the TV wouldn't ask who is watching, is also patched. These are the quality of life fixes that don't make headlines, but they make the device actually usable again. Finally, and most importantly, let's talk about the invisible war happening inside your processor. Apple published the CV entries, the common vulnerabilities and exposures for this update, and the list is terrifying. First, the JPEG exploit. This sounds innocent, but it's not. A hacker could theoretically embed malicious code into a simple image file. If your Apple TV tried to process that image, maybe from a website or a shared album, it could crash the system or execute code that opens a backdoor. That is patched in 26.2. Second, the WebKit and curl vulnerabilities. These affect how your TV connects to the internet. The vulnerability allowed bad web pages to track your behavior, fingerprint your device, and see what other apps you have installed. It's a privacy breach that advertisers and bad actors love to exploit. And worst of all, the kernel vulnerability. The kernel is the boss of the system. There is a flaw that could allow a malicious app to gain root privileges, basically becoming the boss of your TV. This is the worst-case scenario for device security. Apple has closed this loophole. So, here is the bottom line. tvOS 26.2 isn't just a fresh coat of paint. It is a fortification of your privacy, a simplification of your family life with a new profiles and a necessary repair for your audio experience. It is stable, it is fast, and it is safe. Go update your device right now. And listen, keeping up with these silent updates is hard work. Apple doesn't tell you everything, but I do. I dig through the logs so you don't have to. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon like that. Stay safe, stay updated, and I'll see you in the next one.